Hey Wesley Chapel, I'm Rachel Ostad. I am actually number 2 in the Ostad Children lineup, and I am coming to you from the Indiana United Methodist Children's Home. We serve about 50 youth from ages 14 to 19, and most of them come from pretty abusive backgrounds. About 83% of my youth have actually been sexually abused. And then when you throw on physical abuse, emotional abuse, the numbers just climb, of course. But we take them here so that they can work on any maladaptive coping behaviors that they've come up with, so that they can actually go into the foster care system, and some of them actually be reunited with family. So that's what we do here. I am the spiritual development leader, so I hold chapel services, and I do youth group with our youth, and then I also plant in what we call the grief garden. So that's actually where I'm standing. You can see some of the artwork behind me. The kids made that for the grief garden, and what it is when a loved one passes away, a lot of times our kids can't go to the funeral, and so they come, they pick out a plant and they plant it in honor of their loved one. So those are just some of the things I do, along with pastoral counseling, along with building relationships, movie nights. I watch some scary movies with the kids, so pray for me. But it looks a lot different right now with COVID-19. None of our kids are allowed to have visitors. Not even the DCS workers come on campus, so they do everything virtually. That also means that their families aren't allowed to visit, so they do virtual visits with them, which is really hard. I know some of you are going through the same thing, that the only time you get to see loved ones is on the other end of a computer or a phone. So that's really hard for our kids, especially those, we have a lot of new ones coming in, and adjusting is already hard. So that support system is not gone, but different, So that's one thing. And another is a lot of our kids aren't allowed to work because of DCS regulations. So they're on campus all day. They have their classes from 11:30 to 3:30, and they do that in the home, some e-learning. And then chapel services are different, which I know you guys are experiencing that as well, but virtual chapel and not being able to worship together, but still knowing why we do it is so important. So it looks completely different here. But God is doing so much. I've seen so many youth reach out and have questions about God, and in the midst of chaos, they want to know, where is God? And it really is opening opportunities for my youth. And so many of them are so hungry for God. So I have quite the privilege of just being able to share with them who God is and what he can do, and to see that actually happen on campus, and just even address the anger and the heartache that comes with even just being here, and then being here in the midst of COVID-19. So it's been quite the adventure. Thankfully, I'm allowed to go and see them, so I am still building relationships. I am still meeting with them and eating with them and being with them, all with a face mask on, but still able to be in their life and share with them and love on them. Some of them don't even have a role model or an adult figure in their life that's ever really loved them without expecting anything in return. And so just to build that and share that, and we are having our youth group. So thankfully, with some of the restrictions being lifted, our youth group has gotten bigger. I was doing one per home, so there's 6 homes on campus, so I was doing about 6 youth groups a week, and now they get to be together, and I just love seeing our youth together. They enjoy each other, they laugh and they smile, and that's just something they need. So creating avenues for that, letting them know, hey, this is what fellowship looks like. We also do a lot of service. So normally Not in COVID-19. We serve about 900 meals to those experiencing homelessness a month. And right now, since they're not allowed to go out and serve, we've been looking for ways to serve our community within our campus. And so one thing we've done is we've written letters to nursing homes, because they're experiencing that turmoil too, and our kids understand that. Our kids understand what it's like to not be able to leave, and to have the heartache of not being able to see your family. And so they wrote about 81 letters to a local nursing home. We've also created signs, and we fed about over 200 families, not individuals, but families, in the community food that may not be able to get food right now because they haven't received their unemployment check, or maybe they're the elderly and they're not able to go out into the community, so people would drive. But we created signs for this event so that it could impact more people. And we want to continue to start, of course, serving our community more and doing more. But that also leaves what you can do for us. I think one of the biggest things you can do for us is pray. Pray for my youth. Pray that God does crazy things and impacts them in such big ways, and uses me and uses the other workers on this campus for His glory. So to change hearts and to create disciples. You can also give either through our website, which if you look up Indiana United Methodist Children's Home, it'll take you right there. Another thing you can do is like our Facebook page, like our Instagram, Indiana United Methodist Children's Home. Create advocates, create in the church, join, we have an auxiliary, and it's $15 a year to join. So become part of our auxiliary so that you can impact these kids more directly. But I thank you. You've partnered with us so many times before, and everyone that I talk to here on campus just talks about what an amazing church Wesley Chapel is, and what God's doing there, and the amazing things that He's continuing to do there. So I just want to thank you so much for partnering with us in the past, and I pray that you continue to partner with us in the future. God bless.